Ladies and gentlemen, there's tons of brand new ores coming inside of the Forge and they look insane. In this video, we're going to be going everything new that has just been leaked to us, as well as showing you guys how you can prepare for them and actually earn them as soon as they come out, because these will definitely be the best for crafting armor, weapons, and all that. But yesterday, the developers went ahead and posted some very exclusive sneak peeks of what would actually be the next world inside of the game. Finally, we are actually going to be leaving this winter wonderland whatever world that was kind of supposed to be a Christmas event, but also a permanent world. Now, to be honest, I can't say I really liked it. I definitely think the developers did put a lot of effort to it, but as you guys know, most players, including most of you guys, probably hated a lot of the aspects of it. Things felt unbalanced, and well, you got some ridiculously low chance things in the game, such as this gargantuan ore. This stuff ultimately literally killed the game, and the player count has now dropped to barely 100,000 players. Before this update, the game had like around 400,000 players before, we got this brand new world. And although this brand new world includes so many things, like just look at how massive this area is, bro. But all of it was sadly terribly balanced, and a lot of players did not like how the progression was locked, and it was just very slow and grinding. But this brand new world, which is going to be World 4 in the game, is probably going to change a lot of things here, and I really mean it. It all started with a bunch of funny characters that we actually got leaked from the developers. As you can see, I believe these are what's going to be some of the brand new NPCs coming into the game, or I guess enemies, and we got this like little monkey looking dude with a necklace. I don't even know, it's a kind of like a panda. I don't even know what that is, bro. And then you got this samurai over here. Then you got this gorilla monkey dude. And then you got a smaller version of him all the way on this side. They look so funny to me. But based off the looks, they do seem pretty evil, and these are probably just going to be some of the very many new NPCs coming in this game. And the reason why I say that, well, you're about to find out. As you know, a few weeks ago, a lot of players really started complaining about the chances of crafting stuff. As you know, you can't really lock the stuff that is terrible in this game, and you could literally go ahead and put some of your best items in here and end up still getting like an axe, aka like one of the worst things in the entire game. This overall is very unfair to the players who have been spending a lot of time grinding for some super rare ores. Imagine you spend so much time getting tons of these gargantuan ores, which are literally 1 in 300,000, and then you just randomly go ahead and make a night chest plate. Like, how many night chest plates have I made, bro? Do I still have any in my inventory? I actually think no, never mind, I don't have any night chest plates. But like, even Dark Knight is bad inside of this world, and for us to be able to still make night chest plates is low-key ridiculous, considering there's like 3 tiers above that. I mean, yeah, look, a night chest plate has a health boost of 16%, but the thing that is actually good in this area, the Raven chest plate, is at 37%. That is almost double. And depending on the stuff you put in and like the multipliers you're really trying to get, getting a night chest plate would be extremely disappointing, so the developers had a very good idea. One of the ideas they introduced was this system right here. As you can see, it is called the Recycle Items ability, and basically what this lets you do is you can go ahead, pick a different weapon from your inventory or armor. So for example, let's say I don't want to go ahead and use, this eyesight trident anymore. I don't want it. Or angelic spear, I mean, not trident, but yeah, I don't need this anymore. What I can do instead of just selling it is actually recycle this, and it can give me a bunch of items from what I used in order to craft it. I don't necessarily know if it's going to give you everything back. The developers have mentioned that it's only going to give you a majority of the items and not literally every item you use to craft it, which is still good enough because this gives people who craft gargantuans on accident the ability to actually get what they want, because they can recycle it and use some of its resources once again. Oh, and if you thought this was it, no, it actually gets way better. My favorite part is this right here, a new RNG lock system. When you forge, it requires a bit extra ores than the optimal ore requirement per item category, but it gives you a 100% chance to be able to forge it. And they said, for example, obviously, let's say you want to make a heavy chest plate, right? You want to get the best heavy chest plate possible, and you're using some of your best ores that you have. So, for example, in order to like kind of get a heavy chest plate, you have to use about 40. But let's say you specifically want the Raven chest plate. With this, what you would actually do is place in way more than 40. So for example, like 50, and then that guarantees you to get this thing only, and you cannot get anything else. Oh, and now let's get into some of the brand new ores that are going to be coming in this update, because they look insane and I want to show you all of them. This is one of the billion leaks that we got, but as you can see right here, the developers leaked some of the brand new ores coming into the game, and man, do they look insane. So for starting from this side, you got this kind of like Raven helmet looking thing. It looks like a Kitsune rock or some sort. After that one, you got this void fractal looking thing. Some of these obviously not gonna be too hot. You got this egg looking thing for the next one. This little star, this trident face. I have no idea what these ores are. Obviously they don't actually have a name yet, but as you can see, they all look insane. And some of my most favorite ones is this one right here, which seems to be some sort of like fox mask. And also this one right here, because this thing for some reason just looks so cute. We do also have a wood piece over here, which actually leads me to think something that I'm gonna go ahead and discuss in a few minutes here. But first, we need to actually discuss what this brand new island looks like and show you a bunch of leaks for it, because this thing is probably gonna be even bigger than the current one we have. The developers in the past have mentioned that they want to go ahead and introduce some sort of mounting system, or even like a pirate ship system, where you're basically allowed to travel over the map very quickly. And I think the reason why they want to do this is because they want to introduce maps that are far more bigger and more open world, I guess you could call it. And well, I think they're meeting that demand. Fire Attack went ahead and leaked this. He said an early look at Island 4 / the Crimson Sakura Isles. And this thing is going to be very big, because I'll show you. For this development update, they said, we've learned our lesson about rushing big island updates. While the map and assets for Island 4 are nearly complete, we are taking extra time to properly balance the gameplay before release. We want to ensure this experience is perfect for you. Also, before this new expansion, we will work more on the quality of life changes, such as the recycle system, RNG luck, which I showed you guys, blueprints that will drop for enemies. Blueprints are basically the ability to, lock yourself from, getting some stuff, or even unlocking some stuff. I don't know how they want to do that. But they're also going to be doing upgradable ore and weapon stationary storage, critical mining QTE, which I don't know what QTE actually means, but the mining storage means that they're basically gonna have a bank system in this game, where you're literally able to like go up to a building or some vault thing and actually store your ores instead of holding them in your inventory. That way they don't take a lot of space. And one of the most annoying things taking space in this game is ruins, bro. As you can see, I have so much ruins, bro, that I just don't want, and it low-key gets a little bit annoying to delete, because when you select all, sometimes you're gonna have things in here you don't want to delete. For example, this gargantuan. I really like the fact that this update, or this world, is more quality of life focused while still being very big and enjoyable to grind, because you can only interest players so much by them just mining, crafting, and doing it over and over again. That type of stuff typically gets boring after a while, and especially if you're trying to grind like inside this cave, where the enemies will literally spawn right behind you and instantly attack you. It's just annoying, bro. Like, look at this dude, bro. He's already attacking me. Oh, I should also mention that the blueprints literally let you lock into the subtypes. So for example, if you're guaranteed a heavy chest plate, you can make sure that it's actually the Raven one over anything else. So that way, you're guaranteed to get Raven or better. So when you lock into a certain category, it requires a certain amount of ores. But then if you want to actually get a certain type of armor piece, then you need blueprints. But in this video, I'm also going to show you guys how you can prepare yourself to get all of these ores as soon as they actually come out, because these ores are going to have better multipliers than everything we've had. I have said this multiple times, even before we had World 3, the ore multiplier actually increases tremendously per area. For example, you go from a 0.2 stone ore, aka the worst ore inside World 1, to the worst ore inside of World 2 being a 1 time. So everything is typically going up by 3 to 5 times, and that is very important to remember, because the same exact thing happened from World 2 to World 3. The cobalt ore 1 times multiplier, but if you go to the frostfire expanse, aka World 3, the multiplier is almost 3 times, and that tremendously increases as you go higher up on the ores. So it's very important you're ready to get these as soon as they come out. The developers leaked multiple areas that are actually coming. As you can see, for example, this is one of them. You got this like bamboo type of area, still the Sakurai team, but if you go to this one, it's kind of like a deeper part of that cave. So this cave system seems to be pretty big. And then after that, you have this one over here, which I don't know, it literally looks like you're in a completely different dimension, and I don't know what's going on here, but this world is going to be really big. The number one most important thing, no matter which pickaxe you have, and hopefully you do have one of the better pickaxes, and that is either the prismatic one, the angel one, which can actually be obtained from going through the ferry over here, or the dragonhead pickaxe, which in my opinion, this is the best choice of them all. It's going to be a little bit difficult to do, but the number one most important thing is make sure you stack up your pickaxe with ruins. Please, please, please make sure you do this. I should mention you can actually use one of the Christmas event ones if you did get one. This is a much cheaper way to do it. Either the Starlight, or I believe there's another one. I forgot which one is actually better. There's Starlight and something else. I think Starlight though is the one that's better. It does 550 damage, which isn't too good, but you can stack this up with ruins. Use that pickaxe to hit an ore once, and then switch to your better pickaxe that does more damage to fully break it. It still applies all the effects. But the reason why I'm asking you to do this is because if I show you guys what I've already put on it, even though this is a very expensive pickaxe to put ruins on, as you can see, it costs literally 400,000 in order just to put one. However, if you put miner shard 2 ruins, like I have, for example, this one right here, this has extra mining power by 15% and faster mining by 12%. This is one of the best miner shards you can put on a pickaxe overall. But you also want to stack this up with luck and stuff, because everything inside this update, the ores that I showed you, are only some of the many that we're going to get. And you can definitely expect this stuff to be very difficult to get. Hopefully they don't go down the same path the developers have mentioned. They do understand how, you know, some ores are very hard to get, such as a Heaven Knight, bro. I've still never gotten a Heaven Knight. I don't know if this thing is like bugged or something, but it's very hard for me to get. And in order to maximize your chances, you're gonna need the best ruins. And in my opinion, that overall is more important than anything. If you're a new player and you don't have a dragon head pickaxe in your hand still, I wouldn't recommend wasting your money to get it. Just go ahead, use like a starlight pickaxe, or even the prismatic one until the update comes out, because there will also be new pickaxes that might actually be locked behind Sensei Moro. And talking about him, make sure you complete his quest, because in order to be able to actually advance through pickaxes currently in World 3, you did have to complete specific quests in order to unlock them. That was something a lot of players didn't like, but you can still expect the developers to, keep it going. And in terms of ores you should keep, honestly, none of them are probably going to matter after this brand new world, except a very select few. For example, those select few include things like the Gargantuan, the Heaven Knight, and maybe like Void Stars, Surya Fall, or stuff like that, just because they're still very good. And talking about Surya Fall, oh my god, we just got one. Let's go, bro. But yeah, you can grind for these, save them. But in terms of things like these Velchires, which as you can see, I got so many of, you want to go go ahead and put them inside of the forge to make some money. You're gonna need so much money in this update, and trust me, there's gonna be way better ores. This stuff won't even matter to you. And if you are wondering if your current items that you're holding on to can actually be salvaged or recycled, I guess, and yes, they can. It will be working a little bit differently though, but the developers did say how that's gonna go. They did say since we didn't have a system to track the ores used in the forge per weapon previously, and they did just say weapons, so maybe this will still work for armor pieces. But I don't know, it might also apply to armor pieces. But all items crafted before this update will use the optimal ore amounts to calculate the return. Basically, what that means is that the game will take a guess at what you probably used in order to get it. So, for example, if your weapon says it's made out of gargantuan, well, you can expect yourself to primarily get gargantuan. I don't know if any way it could benefit you by like giving you all gargantuan when you use like 2 gargantuan and a bunch of different ores. I don't know, but it is a pretty good feature, and I do really like that they're doing this. So shout out to the devs about this. I really hope this will revive the game. The game is not dead, nor should it be. It's a way too new of a game, but as you can see over time, ever since December, this player count did spike at some point, but after like World 3 update, this started coming down tremendously, very quickly, week by week by week, and right now it is at its lowest ever. So hopefully the developers are able to lock in and get this thing back up, bro, because we love this game. I genuinely think a game that's easy is better than a game that's hard, because yes, players will be able to go through content faster, but the thing is, there is so much to do in this game that you will not be done regardless if you go through all the content very fast. Obviously, you shouldn't be able to one-shot the boss, but anything that's not the boss, yeah, sure, just let the players one-shot them. It's fun, people like it, and they actually feel like they're progressing instead of like, getting pushed back because they didn't get something they wanted to craft. But if you enjoyed this video, please watch this one on the screen right here. I went ahead and picked it for you myself. I really think it's a way better video, and you're gonna enjoy a whole lot more. So pick it fast. This video is about to end. Until then, I'll catch you in this video. Bye!